Hello, welcome back to another video, and now in this video we have 5 scientifics that will explain us some important and fun facts about NaOH. First of all, our first scientific that is Patricio Moncada, that will explain us the chemical name and the formula of the compound. Hello Patricio, explain us.
Hello, my name is Patricio Moncada. I am a scientific. And good question, sir. In NaOH, the bond between sodium and oxygen is ionic bond. Specifically, in NaOH, sodium loses an electron to oxygen, forming positively charged sodium ions and negatively charged oxide ions. These ions are then strongly attracted to each other due to their opposite charge, resulting in the ionic bond between sodium and oxygen. In fact, the sodium hydroxide is classified as a ternary compound due to the presence of 3 distinctive elements, which are sodium. Sodium is a metallic element with an atomic number of 11. Oxygen is a non-metallic element essential for the structure of NaOH. And hydrogen, the lightless element, contributes to the chemical properties of NaOH. To conclude my interview, let's talk about the chemical function of the sodium hydroxide. It's an inorganic compound characterized by its white color. It consists of sodium cations and hydroxide anions. Sodium hydroxide is highly corrosive and decomposes lipids and proteins at an ambient temperatures. It is used in various industrial applications, including as a pH adjusting agent.
Thank you very much, Patricio, for this explanation. Now we pass to our second scientific, that is Pedro, that will explain us the classification of according to the type of bond and number of elements in a chemical function.
It is sodium hydroxide. It is like a type of compound that is named like caustic soda. Another name is IBE, and it is common like to have the certain characteristics to make iron paper explosives to have their certain functions. And another thing is that at room temperature it is more visible when it is like a white crystalline solid that will make the all of this compound like absorb the mustard and have certain levels of.
That was good, Pedro. Thank you for explaining us. Now we pass to the third scientific, that is René Garcia Carmen, that will explain you how is the compound obtained. Hello René, and explain us.
The way to create sodium hydroxide is to comprise and mix sodium, hydrogen, and oxygen. The steps to do this are these. The first step is to put all the materials and the tools in a clean surface, okay? The second step is to dissolve 1 tablespoon with 70 grams of salt, okay? Salts have sodium. As you can, it has sodium, the salt. Okay, so this salt needs to be in a cup of 290 milliliters of water, okay? Step number 3. Take 2 black graphite pencils and carefully remove the top of 1.7 centimeters of wood using a knife. Hold each pencil firmly from the bottom and cut away from you to avoid harming yourself. This will expose the lead at their tips, which will be placed in the salt water solution. Afterward, remove the bottom of 1.5 centimeters of wood on the eraser ends. You know this part, the bottom part. Okay, so this will connect to the battery terminals via copper wire. Yes, we are going to connect this pencil. Okay, so we're going to connect these pencils to a battery. Okay. Step number 4. Place the cardboard over the glass with 1.5 centimeters of the lead in the water. Balance the cardboard over opening in the cup and ensure that the exposed lead tips are submerged. The paper should cover as little of the glass as possible to allow the ventilation. Step number 5. Attach the free end of each pencil lead to the battery terminals. Step number 6. You will see that in the 2 wires there will be bubbles. In the positive one there will be oxygen, O2, and chlorine. while there will be hydrogen in the negative one. Okay, as the bubbles grow and leave more and more, the sodium hydroxide is formed. Okay, the step number 7 is to remove the wires from the battery nodes and disassemble the apparatus. The step number 8 is to boil the solution you made in a stainless steel, platinum or titanium evaporate dish. Okay. Step number 9: pour your sodium hydroxide solution into a propane container. The last step, the number 10, is to the step number 10 is the riskiest part. Okay, so I would say why. So basically, we have to do this. You transport the sodium hydroxide from, and you have to use a trolley for more stability. Walk slowly, okay? Especially when moving around corners. Once you reach to the designated storage site where you're going to store this, place the sodium hydroxide into a larger container, and a chemically rated container. Okay, this have to be special, not a normal container. This have to be for chemistry. Okay, and make sure that the visibility is marked at least. Okay, and that's it. That's how you can make sodium hydroxide compound. A solution. Thanks.
Okay, that was a good explanation. Now we have our fourth scientific, that is Mauricio Elizondo, that will explain us the uses, applications, importance, environmental impact of the NaOH. Mau, explain us.
Okay, first of all, the uses of the hydroxide sodium is the drain opener and opener cleaner in the households, also neutralizing acids in the chemical labs, removing heavy metals in water treatment, and another one could be the controlling pH in textile and paper production. Also, we have a lot of uses, but those are a few. Then in the other hand, we have the applications. The applications are the pulp and paper manufacturing, the petroleum refining, the soap and the detergent production, and things like the food industry, for example peeling fruits or the cacao processing. And then we have the importance of the hydroxide sodium. This is that it is a cornerstone chemical in industrial chemistry due to its alkalinity, to its affordability and versatility in producing everyday materials and cleaning agents. And the last one, we have the environmental impact. This element, the hydroxide sodium, is highly caustic and can damage the ecosystems because it can alter the pH of the water in the ecosystem, so it can damage the aquatic life. But its disposal, if it is regulated to minimize its environmental harm.
Okay, that was a very good explanation from part of Mauricio. Now we have the fifth scientific, but the last but not least, Sergio Padilla, that will explain us the conclusion of this element and their importance in the daily use. Okay, Sergio, explain us.
We learned that the sodium hydroxide is a very important chemical compound in everyday life, even though we don't always notice it. Throughout this project, we were able to understand how it is formed, what it is used for, and why it's so common in industries and homes. We also discovered that although it is very useful, it can be dangerous if not handled carefully. This project helped us strengthen our chemistry knowledge, work as a team, and realize how chemical compounds play a key role in our environment.
Thank you very much for this explanation, Sergio. Now that we have all of this explanation and different views about NaOH, we are ready to know or explain what is NaOH, and thank you very much for saying this video.